on the line, man. Let me just get a couple NBA questions in here before I let you go. What are you seeing so far here, man, in this final series?
Okay, well, now what I see? I see Cleveland went out to Golden State, didn't want to play, wasn't ready, underestimated, got that ass kicked. You know what the NBA messed up at? The NBA gives too many days in between the next game.
Right.
You know, they have so much time to adjust, watch film, work on who they need to have in there. Tyronn Lue, if you're listening, let that boy, what's his name, the center that's off the bench, the 7-footer, let him play because last year he played his heart out in the finals. Let him get in there and let him start banging on Green, banging on Bogut, and then you let Tristan Thompson come in and finesse him. You know, right now Tristan Thompson is getting outplayed, and they should realize that. LeBron, if I was you and you're the captain of the team, I'm calling you out right now, LeBron. And I like LeBron. I was one of the only ones back in the days when he came out of high school said he's going to do something in the NBA. And everybody's like, he shouldn't get what he's getting, you know, and he's not proven this and that. But LeBron, you need to go in there and tell your team either you step it up or you walk away now. I'll play this shit by myself.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Chief Rocker, we got some breaking news here. Unfortunately, sad news coming off the wire. It looks like former NBA player Sean Rooks has passed away.
Wow. He used to go to, he went to the University of Arizona.
Yeah, man. It has been a weird weekend. And oh, by the way, rest in peace to Kimbo Slice as well, man. I mean, what is going on?
Right. They say cousin threes look like thirds now.
Yeah,
you know?
This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
But you know what, man? Cleveland gonna win at home, man. I don't care what nobody say.
Think so?
You know, I know that cat that we listened to early, BJ. I know him because, you know, he used to work with a cat from ESPN doing podcasts, right? And I can't think of the guy. He's on ESPN now. Either ESPN or Fox 5 he's with now.
Okay.
But anyway, BJ is the type of guy, you know, he'll get on there and he'll talk what he knows and he'll talk good shit. But the thing is, did he ever say that Cleveland's going to get swept?
Right.
Much as he dogged Cleveland out, did he say he was going to get swept? No, he didn't.
No?
He didn't. Because when that guy from Connecticut got called up, that works up at ESPN, when he called up and said that Cleveland's going to get swept, he said, oh, man, you know, like, I can't say that. You know, Cleveland's not going to get swept. It's going to 7 games because the NBA won't make no money if this thing goes 4-5.
Right.
You know, if anything, it'll go 6, but Cleveland going to push it to 7 because Cleveland will not lose home. And I see Snuggle put out there that you shouldn't ask me this question because I see colors and apples and apple glasses. No, Snuggle. Just because this team lost the first 2 games and the second one bad, okay, look how San Antonio came out on OKC. What happened after that? It woke them up. You do not wake up a sleeping giant because you know why? They're going to jump on them these next 2 games. Like, all that shit they didn't go, the state ain't going to matter until they go back home. You know, you watch.
A very good point, Chief. And, Chief, I got to let you go, man, as we're kind of up against it here. But, hey, brother, thank you so much, as always, my friend, for joining us. Have a good night. And what you sipping on tonight, bro?
You know the same, old Hennessy and some Corona, man. I'm getting geared up for a Stagger Lee party. Pick up Stagger Lee. Gemini.
All right, Stagger Lee Gemini party. All right, Chief, man, we got to run. We'll catch up with you next week, brother.
All right, man.
All right, peace. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Chief Rocker. The one and only. Oh, man, always good when the Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern, calls into the show, people. Again, Vince Wright, sports governor. The dial-in number on my executive line is area code 651-968-0124. We'll get that out there in the chat room. We got about 45 minutes left tonight. Great takes from Jersey Vern on Muhammad Ali. And before we wrap it up with Muhammad Ali, I did want to play this take here from Jack Nicklaus. Obviously, arguably the greatest golfer to ever do it. And this past Sunday at the Memorial Tournament, which is his tournament in Columbus, Ohio, Jim Nantz interviewed him along with Nick Faldo, former Masters champion. I think he's won some British Opens as well. But Nick Faldo is actually from the continent of Africa. I believe he's from Zimbabwe. So he knows the outreach of Muhammad Ali. And just listen. And by the way, all three of these guys, literally tears welling up in their eyes, talking about the great one, or the greatest of all time.
His loved ones as we say goodbye to Muhammad Ali. And having Jack Nicklaus here, a chance to hear from you. You knew Ali not all that well, but in fact, just a half a year ago, you won the Muhammad Ali Legacy Award, the first time that anyone had ever received that award with Muhammad Ali's name on it. What can you tell us about him?
Well, my first meeting with Ali was at the PGA Championship 1996.
Right here.
That picture right there. I have that picture in my office. I have all the pictures in my office are pictures of my family, except for that picture. I have a couple of presidents' pictures in there, and I have that picture. I enjoyed meeting him. He was very gracious. We saw each other quite a bit at different events over the next 3 or 4 years. He couldn't have been nicer, and I respected him greatly. I thought he was a great champion. I thought he did an awful lot for mankind, and he'll be missed by not only the boxing world but the world in general.
And winning the award named for Muhammad Ali just at the end of 2015, there were family members. Muhammad's family was there, his wife Lonnie. Will Smith was there, played him in the movie.
That's right. And then there was a nice award. It was nice to get that award. It was the third time they had that Legacy Award, but the first time Muhammad Ali's name had been on it. So it was the first presentation that I was very honored to receive that.
I may ask you, Nick. Jack saw him there at Valhalla in '96 at the PGA, and of course you were there as the captain for the Ryder Cup in 2008.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I see a picture where you're shuttling around the champ in your cart.
There, he came down on his cart. I think we were down on actually it was the first fairway, so we didn't know he was talk he was going to come down, and he appeared, and I managed to gather the whole team back off the golf course. We came in group round and had a picture with him, and then the boys went off and played golf, and unfortunately, his condition there was poor. He couldn't really talk much, but I feel for me quite an emotional moment, because I feel I was talking to him, and he connected. He gave me a few nods and a few little nudges. No words were said, but it was for me, it was very moving.
He understood exactly what you were saying.
Yeah, I believe that.
Everything.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's amazing to see, though, when you reach the top, as he did, as you have, how at some point you really do realize that there's something more that you can do than just being the greatest at your sport. I know you can be one of the few people that could relate to what he was able to do beyond the ring.
Well, when he got his Parkinson, there wasn't really anything, obviously, from a fighting standpoint he could do. But his life didn't end there. He did a lot of good for a lot of people, and he championed a lot of causes. And he was nicely honored by allowing to light the torch at the Olympics. I thought that was quite touching, and he was a champ. Always will be.
I get you were our greatest golfer, and he was the greatest. You'll like this quote from him. Talking about Ali, talking about golf. I'm the best. I just haven't played yet. How about that one? So he always had a great sense of humor. Yes, that was really very special about him, and I loved the documentaries. When he went to Zaire, the connection he had with the kids. I mean, he would go down the streets, kids would come, and his love for them and their love for him, how that all fed off. I mean, that was really special.
Special man, no question.
It was amazing.
Thank you for your reflections, fellas, on the great Muhammad Ali, passing away last night at the age of 74.
Very well said from Jack Nicklaus. Nick Faldo, Jim Nance, courtesy CBS Sports. That was from the Memorial Tournament last weekend. And got to give props to CBS there. That's what we do now. And they talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Ali. Now let's move from the boxing ring to what just a couple things he did outside of the boxing ring. First things first, and here's a little interesting fact, and I know it won't be a popular one, but just thought it was interesting nonetheless. Now, I don't know if you guys knew it. In 1984, Ali announced his support for the re-election of Ronald Reagan in 1984. Now, when the champ was asked why his endorsement of Reagan, Ali told reporters, quote, "He's keeping God in schools and that's enough." Wow, interesting. He's ridden on floats in the Tournament of Roses parade. And in 1991, and this is documented in Muhammad Ali, His Life and Times by Thomas Hauser, who was Ali's biographer, official biographer. And RC may have the book because RC does have a lot of books on Ali. 1991, Ali traveled to Iraq during the Gulf War. He met with Saddam Hussein himself in an attempt to negotiate the release of American hostages. In 1996, he had the honor of lighting the flame, as we talked about, at the Olympics in Atlanta. And in 2001, the biopic Ali came out with Will Smith. And by the way, Will Smith will be one of the pallbearers at Ali's funeral this Friday. And it was rumored that Ali actually sold his likeness about 10 years ago for the tune of $50 to $60 million as well there. So, got back some of that money that Don King stole from him, supposedly. Obviously, we know about some of the health problems. And, his detractors will talk about, Ali's, love of women. And he's got 9 children, multiple moms. So what? He took care of all of his kids. He took care of the world. He gave his time. He gave himself. As I put on my Facebook page, a race well won, or a race well run, excuse me, and now you rest, sir. So, champion, thank you for the memories. Thank you for all you have done for mankind. Thank you for being a true shining example for your religion of Islam. And again, we are losing great people all the time, unfortunately. So rest in peace to the great champ Muhammad Ali. We love you and we will definitely miss you. And folks, get out there. Check out YouTube. Go look at all these old fights, man. That's the good thing about technology. Go check out Ali. Go look at these interviews with him and Cassius. Go Howard Cosell. These sound bites that I played for you here. Come back to this show. Listen to the sound bites that we played here for you. Jack Nicklaus talking about the greatest of all time. The Ali Cosell banter. The interview over in England with the BBC. You gotta love the champ. You just gotta love the champ. And he will be missed by everybody who had the pleasure of watching him fight, like me. And we just cannot wait. We will be back after this break. We'll get into some basketball. We love you, Muhammad.
Like I'm quiet to you. As loud as I'm hollering, you call me quiet.
Well, this is a report. We're here.
I'm hollering loud because I can back up every word. And I whoop any man in the world, and I want everybody out there on TV to know it. I am the greatest.
No tricks in 86. It's time to build. Check out the Doug Stewart Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. It's sports talk. It's guy talk. It's fun talk. Once again, that's the Doug Stewart Show. One half of the world-famous